Hi guys, welcome aboard. Brand new channel about financing, or finances, I should say. It's called The Drunken Investor because that's how I do my best work. And one of the big questions I get is I have a lot of friends that I want to bring into financial freedom. So I send them a lot of videos, especially a lot of YouTube videos, and they keep referring to fiat currency. And you're not going to believe how many times somebody has asked me, what the hell is a fiat currency? So, like I said, I've started this channel because I have so many friends and family members ask me basic questions. So I have some, rather than repeat them 400 times, I'm just going to do this channel and refer them to videos. What is fiat? Fiat means basically by decree, or because the government says so. The government says you have to use this, and you have to accept it. So the U.S. dollar is the current global currency. I don't think it's going to be for long, but it is currently. And so what is the U.S. dollar backed by? What is fiat currency? Well, up until August 15th, 1971, it was backed by gold. So for every ounce of gold, it was like 20 U.S. dollars or something. I don't know exactly what the figure is now. But I know like France asked for like, hey, you know what? We don't trust your dollar anymore. Can we have a gold? And then England was like, hey, we're not too big on this dollar either. Can we have our gold? And Nixon said, President Nixon at the time, you know what? Listen, yeah, we don't do that anymore. So it's like, no, you can't have any gold. You can have U.S. dollars, but you can't have the gold. So the U.S. dollar basically was taking off. It was only roughly pegged to the gold anyway. So now it's not backed by anything. So what's it backed by? You may say to yourself. And some people say it's backed by guns, because if you refuse to use the dollar, we typically invade your country and take you over. If you don't want to look at it that way, you could say, well, it's backed by taxes, because the U.S. government makes you pay taxes, so you need the dollars, so you have to work to get dollars to pay taxes, which makes the dollars. You see how this spirals out of control? But in essence, here's exactly what any fiat currency is based on. It's backed by faith. It's all an amen thing. You're thinking the U.S. government, we're going to use the U.S. dollar for an example. The U.S. government is backing this dollar, so I'm going to trust the government, and they're saying that this is worth something. So they're saying it's worth $1. So I'm going to trust them that it's worth $1. And then I'm going to trust that the guy at McDonald's knows it's worth $1. And he's going to take my dollar. And I'm going to get worth for that dollar. That's what a fiat currency is. In other words, it's useless paper unless everybody agrees to use it. So what would happen if, let's say, like what happened in Argentina? Was it Argentina or Venezuela? I don't know. I think it was actually both of them. There was one country, their fiat currency was depreciating so fast that they were working in the morning, getting paid at lunchtime so they can go cash it in and go get a gallon of milk or something, and then go back to work to make sure that they had enough money to get that gallon of milk at lunchtime, because it may not, their second half of the day may not have made them the same amount of money, but not as much purchasing power to buy the same gallon of milk in the afternoon. I mean, that's crazy. That's hyperinflation. That's crazy stuff. And that's what you're dealing with fiat currency. So when you watch a video or you're listening to financial people and you're trying to understand this whole, like, how do I maintain my wealth or how do I hold on to money? And you hear somebody say, well, it's a fiat currency. Right away, flags should go up and you should say to yourself, listen, that's nothing unless everybody agrees it's something. And if it ever gets to the point where 50% of the people say it's nothing, then it's nothing. And that's a problem. Ray Dalio famously said, cash is trash. And what he was saying was, buy anything. And there's several stories I could tell you, but he's the one that popped on top of my head. Buy anything that's worth anything. And there's a whole video I'll do about assets and liabilities. And but with money depreciating as fast as it is, 15 to 20% a year right now, and who knows what's going to happen in the next couple of years. I'm a big Bitcoin fan and cryptocurrencies in general, but I'm not a maximalist, but I'm a big Bitcoin fan. Something that can't be manipulated. The dollar is being grossly debased right now. Printed like it's nothing. The money printers go burr. I'm sure you've heard the meme or seen the meme. And yeah, so that's fiat. So in essence, if you want to know what fiat currency is, it's nothing. It's paper backed by somebody's promise. Now, it's how much you want to trust that promise. U.S. government, do you want to trust them? Canadian government, do you want to trust them? UK government, European, I mean, any country. The U.S. dollar is the world's reserve currency. So, I mean, if you want to buy, oil or something like that, you have to actually buy U.S. dollars to buy the oil. And that's actually depleting too. Russia's starting to sell their oil in euros and what's the Chinese money? Yuan. And China's starting to accept other currencies too. Well, that didn't work out too good for Iraq when they decided they were going to take euros for oil. We kind of blew them up. So the world reserve currency currently is the U.S. dollar and fiat. It's probably not going to be eventually. All world reserve currencies have gone the way. It used to be Portugal, then it was Britain, now it's us. Every single world reserve currency is ended in violence. It's ended in a war of some kind, physical. Maybe this one will be cyber. Who knows? But it's never been pretty. It's always been a problem. It's always been violent. Bitcoin kind of solves that because you can't take it away. You can't manipulate it. You can't just keep printing it into oblivion. So that's what a fiat currency is. Without getting any more off track, a fiat currency is just paper that people agree means something until they disagree that it means something. And once they disagree it means something, it has no value. So if you ever hear an economist that was born in 1919 talking about Bitcoin has no intrinsic value or gold has limited intrinsic value, listen, that's old school, man, and that's just wrong. And it amazes me. I've heard interviews with economists from Harvard, and the guy really had his butt up his rear end. He really did. I'm a Joe Blow on the YouTube channel here. Just a voice on the internet, not financial advice. Let me throw that out there. But what he was suggesting is that Bitcoin needed to form a committee that could vote on changes to the distribution of the limited supply. What he said was, let's fuck this up too. That's how much he had no idea what was going on. That's scary. That's scary in itself. But anyway, let me play a little clip here. And listen, brand new channel. Like, subscribe, I'd love it. Let's get this out there. And I would much appreciate it. I'm doing this for friends and family as much as I am for you. So, peace, love, and karma. Thanks, guys.
Money has no intrinsic value and cannot be redeemed, but it's made legal tender through government decree. All major paper currencies are fiat money. The value of the fiat money depends on the strength of the issuing country's economy. Inflation results when a government issues too much fiat money. Fiat money is currency which derives its value from government regulation or law. The term derives from the Latin fiat, let it be done, or it shall be. It differs from commodity money and representative money. Commodity money is based on a good, often a precious metal, such as gold or silver, which has uses other than as a medium of exchange, while representative money is a claim on the commodity rather than the actual good. The first use of fiat money was recorded in China around 1000 AD. Since then, it's been used continuously by various countries, concurrently with commodity currencies. Because fiat money is not linked to physical reserves, it risks becoming worthless due to hyperinflation. If people lose faith in a nation's paper currency, like the dollar bill, the money will no longer hold any value. Most modern paper currencies are fiat currencies, have no intrinsic value, and are used solely as a means of payment. Historically, governments would mint coins out of a physical commodity such as gold or silver, or would print paper money that could be redeemed for a set amount of physical commodity. Fiat money is inconvertible and cannot be redeemed. Fiat money rose to prominence in the 20th century, specifically after the collapse of the Bretton Woods system in 1971, when the United States ceased to allow the conversion of the dollar into gold.